Hello everybody, Mark at 100% Pure Elvis. Thank you all for taking the time out to return to my channel today. I really do appreciate your support. And if you are new to the 100% Pure Elvis channel, thank you. I hope you enjoy this upload. Today I want to talk about the 1968 movie Speedway. As you are all aware, also co-starring Nancy Sinatra. I think it's a great soundtrack, a really enjoyable movie. Speedway was Elvis Presley's last soundtrack recorded album that was issued both sides of the Atlantic. Now, in the United Kingdom, Speedway, the album, did not even enter the albums chart. At that time in his career, Elvis Presley soundtrack albums were not performing on both sides of the Atlantic. And I think it was a good move from RCA after Speedway not to release any more soundtrack albums. But when you talk about the movie Speedway, you were going out of the mono era into the stereo era. So Speedway also is an album that was diversifying in respect of you could get it in mono and then stereo. And the holy grail for any Elvis collector is the United States of America original pressing in mono of Speedway, and that would have a catalogue number of LPM 3989. LPM 3989. Now, I've looked on Discogs online, and if you are lucky enough to have a copy of the United States of America first pressing in mono of Speedway, you are looking at a lower price range of £500, and it can go up to as much as £800. But I truly believe you could actually get more for it as long as it is in very good to mint condition. Now, whenever I go to record fairs, second-hand shops, antique centres that sells second-hand vinyl, I always scour the Elvis Presley section and always look through like the 60s and 70s section just in case you come across that copy, which would be the Holy Grail. You know, there's so many times I've come across Elvis Presley albums in second-hand shops and record fairs, etc., where you're thinking that I've been after that for quite a number of years. And you always look at the price and you set yourself a price. What would you pay for that specific record? Now, when it comes to the original United States of America 1968 mono pressing of Speedway, again, because I've never come across that copy before, it's difficult to say what sort of price range I would be willing to pay. Again, when you look at the prices online, you know, I think you could possibly ask whatever you wanted to ask, in my opinion, because there's so many Elvis collectors out there that are after that specific original copy from 1968 from the United States of America. I just want to share the copies that I actually own in my collection of Speedway. I've got 3 copies, but 2 of them are exactly the same. So the first copy is the original 1968 mono pressing of Speedway from the United Kingdom. This has a catalogue number of RD7957. RD7957. And I love the design of Speedway as well. I just love everything about the colourfulness of the front cover, the images of Elvis from the movie Speedway, and on the reverse as well, multiple images of Elvis. Again, I think for me, when you are talking about Speedway, I really do enjoy the soundtrack as well. I mean, I actually prefer the soundtrack album to the movie. I do enjoy the movie, but I do prefer the soundtrack. Now, for me, when I look at this album, you know, Nancy Sinatra obviously was a big name in 1968, and I was quite shocked that again in any of these images of Elvis on the front and back cover, there is no image of Nancy Sinatra. Again, I know it was an Elvis album release, but I believe that, you know, having a picture of Nancy Sinatra either on the front or back would have been a great touch. But again, I've gone on to the online selling site Discogs. Now, the original mono pressing from 1968 from the United Kingdom can go for as little as £35, and I would say that's probably in good condition, but it can go upwards to £80 as well in mint condition. Now, again, I think I paid around £25 for this copy, but absolutely worth every penny. The front and back cover is in very good condition, in my personal opinion. And the track listing on Speedway is Speedway, There Ain't Nothing Like a Song, Elvis and Nancy Sinatra. Your time hasn't come yet, baby. Who are you? Who am I? He's your uncle, not your dad. Let yourself go, your groovy self, Nancy Sinatra. And it has 5 bonus songs, 5 Sleepyheads, Western Union, Mine, Going Home, Suppose. And from the movie Speedway, I absolutely love Your Time Hasn't Come Yet, Baby. I do enjoy There Ain't Nothing Like a Song, He's Your Uncle, Not Your Dad, Let Yourself Go. And from the bonus songs, I love Suppose, Going Home, Mine, Western Union. Let me share with you, so here you go on the back, as you can see, Mono RD 7957, and it is from the United Kingdom, as you can see at the bottom here. Now, I think on the United States of America first pressing from 1968 in mono, I think the catalogue number is in the top left-hand corner, I believe. If I am incorrect, please share in the comments below. But I think it's top left corner. And let me share with you the record inside. So here you go, in its original sleeve from 1968. And again, it's on the beautiful red dotted RCA Victor label. Now, again, I do believe that the United States of America 1968 release in mono with a catalogue number of LPM 3989. Is that all black? I'm not sure if it's a red dotted label. I think it's all black. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But I think I've read some information on that. I think the label from the original 1968 release from 1968 is all black. Please correct me on that if I am wrong. So this is the UK first pressing of Speedway from 1968, catalogue number RD7957. Again, I said I had 2 copies of this. I happened to pick up a second copy quite recently from an antique centre in Stratford upon Avon, and I only paid, I think it was £20. So again, I thought I'd really like to have a second copy in my collection because it's the original mono pressing from 1968 from the United Kingdom. So this is exactly the same album as the previous one. There you go. And again, the sleeve is in very good condition. So I just want to share them with you side by side. They are the 2 original 1968 mono pressings from the United Kingdom. And again, it's just exactly the same. And both copies are just superb. There you go. It's the second copy. And again, I've had some of my Elvis friends online ask, why do you buy second copies of certain albums if you've got exactly the same one? It depends on price, really. You know, if it's at a reasonable price and you know it's rare or difficult to find, I will always pick another copy up personally. So that is the second copy of Speedway from 1968 in mono from the United Kingdom. And the most recent one that I added to my collection, I only paid £10 for it. And this was from a good friend of mine, Ian, who owns a record stall at Coventry Market. And again, this is on the RCA International label, a reissue from 1980. So again, I have said this before, if you are new collecting Elvis Presley records and you cannot afford the first pressings, there is no harm in buying reissues. You can slowly grow your collection and slowly pick up the first pressings. So if you are looking at purchasing a copy of Speedway, but you're not looking at paying 30, 40, 50 pounds for the first pressings, etc., this copy of Speedway is a 1980 United Kingdom reissue on the RCA International label, and this has a catalogue number of INTS 5041. INTS 5041. Here you go. And again, at the bottom, how you can see it there, it's 1980 and it's from the United Kingdom. It's the same front and back. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see that well. The reissue, the cover's not as glossy, and it's the pink and white is a bit lighter. But again, let me share with you that record inside. So here you go. It's original sleeve, and as you can see, it's in, I would actually go as far as to say this is in mint condition. There we go. It's on the green RCA International label. And again, I purchased this from Vinyl Destination in Coventry Market from a good friend of mine, Ian. I do buy a lot of Elvis Presley vinyl from Ian. Whenever he has new second-hand Elvis records in stock, he always lets me know about them. So this copy cost me £10 of Speedway from 1980 on the RCA International label. So again, when you are talking about collecting Elvis Presley albums, you know, avid collectors like myself, you know, we always look at the first pressings. You look at the mono, the stereo. I also look at the label design as well, because RCA released records with so many different label designs, and I'm really fascinated in looking at different RCA label designs of Elvis Presley releases, especially from around the world. I remember, I will find the copy out, and it's going to take me a while, but I remember, I think possibly last year, I was purchasing some Elvis vinyl from, if I remember correctly, I think it was from Head Music. So Head Music is a music retailer in Royal Leamington Spa, and in their second-hand record section, I came across a few Elvis albums that I purchased, but one of them, it was on a pure white RCA label, which I'd never seen before, and one of my subscribers was saying to me it was a rare copy to find on the white RCA label. I can't remember the title of the record, unfortunately. As you can see behind me here, this is a quite a tall wall unit consisting of Elvis Presley vinyl, and I've got more upstairs in my house. But so it's going to take me quite a while to look it out. And but again, you know, when you are purchasing Elvis Presley vinyl secondhand, you know, condition, I always look at the label of RCA. I look at, is it an original pressing? Is it a reissue? And again, I have a little book. I have a little book sometimes with me, not all the time, but sometimes I have a little book, and I've got in my book what Elvis albums that I actually am looking for. And again, sometimes I will buy an album twice, not realizing that I've already got that album. But again, it doesn't bother me a great deal, because again, you can't own enough Elvis albums, can you? The only thing that I tend not to buy a lot of, I tend not to buy Elvis Presley singles. I've got about 25 in my collection of Elvis Presley singles, but I'm more of an album buyer myself of Elvis. But if I see any singles that are rare and I want to add to my collection, I will buy them. But today I was just thinking about the rarity of some Elvis Presley albums and the holy grail for Elvis Presley collectors. And I've seen a lot online recently that a lot of Elvis Presley collectors are after that first United States of America pressing of Speedway in mono with a catalogue number of LPM 3989. If you are fortunate to own a copy of that first pressing from the United States of America, could you please share in the comments below? And, you know, please share what label it comes on. Is it the pure black label, or is it the red dotted RCA label like it is on the first pressing on the United Kingdom release? And please share your thoughts on the movie Speedway. Share your thoughts on the soundtrack to Speedway. Is it one of your favourite soundtrack albums? Again, I think it's a great soundtrack album. Here you go. These are the 3 copies that I own of Speedway. I actually do play it quite a lot, actually. I do really enjoy the soundtrack to Speedway. Again, it's an enjoyable movie. I do prefer the soundtrack. And as I was saying, it was Elvis Presley's last soundtrack album that was issued both sides of the Atlantic. Again, thank you for taking the time out to return to the 100% Pure Elvis channel today. I really do appreciate your support. Christmas is coming around the corner. We're into December tomorrow. So throughout December, I'm going to be doing a countdown to Christmas. And just before Christmas, we're going to do a live link. We're going to do a Q&A session. We're going to get some prizes sent out, and be ready to join me. I've got a lot that I want to get through on the live link, and I'm going to give it around about an hour, and then, well, an hour of me talking, and then at the end, be great if you've got some questions for me. Really look forward to them questions. Now, before I sign off tonight, I really wanted to give a big shout out to some of my subscribers who have reached out to me recently, because I've been going through quite a difficult time of late, and with family, personal problems with my mum and stepfather both not being well. Touch wood, they are a lot better now. Work has been very stressful as late. So again, thank you, CJ. Thank you, Gina. Massive shout out. So CJ is a great Elvis YouTuber. He is a great ETA as well. He does a fan. I've never seen him as yet live, but I've seen him on YouTube. We speak to each other a lot on the phone. Thank you, CJ, for constantly being a support mechanism for the 100% Pure Elvis channel and for myself personally. And thank you, Gina, from the other side of the pond. So Gina is all the way from Australia. She has a great channel called Patrick At's Plays for Elvis fans. Please check both channels out. And I want to give a quick shout out to another new subscriber of mine, Thai Guy Elvis fan. Again, he is quite a young Elvis fan, comes from America, I believe. Please check out his channel. He could really do with some of the support. And please, If you haven't as yet subscribed to the 100% Pure Elvis channel, please hit that subscribe button. Welcome to the 100% Pure Elvis channel, and please share my channel with fellow Elvis fans. I always sign out by saying, please keep Elvis close to your hearts. Please keep on playing this music. That really means a lot to me. Lots of love, everybody. Speak soon. Bye-bye.